Hi, and welcome to Overloud's tutorial series on using their gem line of plugins together in a mix. My name is Matt Werner, and I'll be walking us through how to use different combinations of gems on vocals, guitars, drums, and more. In this video, we'll be working on the guitar track. We'll take a dark jazz guitar recorded direct through a DI and use the Amp Sim TH3 along with a combo of Tape Desk, Comp 76, and Rematrix. Let's first remind ourselves how this Fly Me to the Moon cover sounds.
So fill my heart with song.
The guitar was recorded with a direct box, so let's listen to what the unprocessed guitar sounded like originally off that DI. Since this guitar was taken off a DI, let's start by adding a guitar amp model using TH3 from Overloud. This is their guitar sim, and to go along with the song's classic jazz vibe, let's use a clean vintage style amp. The Darkface 65 is modeled after a 65 Twin, and yes, I want to use the accompanying modeled cabinet that goes along with that. And let's just get some, reset some of the controls here. We want a pretty moderate volume to start with. We don't want to overdrive this. And because the original, this DI, it's a little dark. So I am going to roll off the bass and boost the treble a bit. So let's take this off bypass and find a good setup for this guitar. For some added harmonic content, next I want to use Tape Desk. Like with our lead vocal, I want to use the T88 console model for its extra warmth, and I'm even going to bump up the trim to boost the sound of that console. Next, I'm going to flip on the tape bias to overbias mode, which will add a little extra energy to this guitar so it can cut through. And I'm going to start raising the record level until we get a fair amount of tape compression. Let's remind ourselves what we've done so far. I'm going to bypass Tape Desk and TH3, and here is the original. And let's bring these both back in, and here's what we have so far. And in the context of the whole mix. We'll route the output of Tape Desk into a compressor, Comp 76. With a jazz tune, we want to give the guitar space to live and breathe and not crush the dynamics out of it. I'll start with a ratio of 8:1, and then I'm going to start using a fairly long attack and release times to give that extra space, and then I'll just start bringing up the input until we get a few dB of gain reduction. And let's check that out in the context of the whole mix. here's what we just did. I'm going to take off the compressor. And with it. Finally, I want some reverb on this guitar. The built-in spring reverb in TH3's 65 Twin model is pretty nice, but the decay is a bit too long for this song, so I'm going to bring in Rematrix. The preset I'm looking for is under Electric Guitars and called Ampliroom. This is made up of two different IRs, one in the room slot and another in an early slot. Let's take a listen to what these sound like. The IR in the room slot has a fairly slow attack with a nice sounding room and a smooth decay. And the early IR has, of course, a very short reflection with quite a wide stereo image. So I want to find the right combination of the two, using the room as kind of our base and just add enough of that early reflection to widen out the stereo image. Using the combination of these room and early IRs allow us to find a nice balance. It's helped out with a couple of additional effects. There's a little bit of modulation and overdrive to add a little nonlinear character and warmth, as well as a compressor to add a little bit more sustain to this guitar part. So let's take a listen to what this is sounding like in the overall mix.
Song, let me sing forevermore.
And let's review how we got to where we are. Here is that original guitar part after we bypass everything. So first we added the guitar amp model. Then some tape compression using Tape Desk. Ran that through Comp 76. And finally Rematrix for some reverb. And again, the whole song.
So fill my heart with song, let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for.
Thanks for watching this video on using gems to process a guitar track. And be sure to check out the other parts in this tutorial series.